people to do it with than Carlos and Jelllitza, who are
Monte De León Cigars.
We should.
No.
We'll try that again.
Whiskey.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Whiskey in a Hammock. I'm Erik.
and I'm Kris.
And today we are doing Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend Bourbon, and we have two very special guests.
I'm De León,
I'm Jelllitza.
and we are Monte De León Cigars.
So, because it's a cigar blend bourbon,
Which is blended specifically
blended specifically to go with
a cigar.
a cigar,
So
we are
Why-
going to give this a go, see how it is. I'm super excited about this particular bourbon,
Yes.
this particular bottle, because according to master blender Nancy Fraley,
Yep.
she's the real deal. Like, she's the blender of blenders, right?
Blender of blenders.
The blender of blenders. She's like the Vitamix of
Vitamixers.
blending whiskey, right? So,
So,
what can you tell us about this? This is an 11-year and an 18-year mixed,
right.
right?
It's sourced whiskey, right?
Yep.
MGP.
Yep. It's MGP, but
But the
They-
thing is, what they do differently is
makes
that
it different.
they actually finish it in 3 different casks.
In Washington, D.C.
Yes. So it gets finished in a Armagnac, a sherry, and a cognac cask.
Not collectively, like separately, an Armagnac bottle, a sherry bottle, and a
Cognac
cognac.
cask.
Not bottle. Casks.
Barrels.
Yeah.
Barrels.
So 3
Come
separate
on, Erik,
barrels at
barrels.
3 different times to make this freaking genius of a bottle as geniuses. And all I've heard is good things, great things. I'm super excited to try it. Should we?
Well,
Should we
you know
give it
what?
a pour?
Yes. You pop it open.
All right, I'll
you
pop
pour
it open.
and I'll say like a little bit about how it came about, right? So
Just to
Joseph
make it
Magnus.
Whiskey and Hammock official, we're for real tearing off the cellophane cover right now.
Yep.
Right.
Like I said, break
We're
the
gonna throw
seal.
that on the ground because we're not environmentalists. We're gonna twist it. Okay, this is a big deal in the whiskey community, y'all.
All right.
Right? You gotta hear the pop.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. All right, so I'm gonna start over there with Kris. Give it a douse.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Sure.
of course.
Why is the pop important?
Listen to the pop.
It's just part of like
It's
the,
just part
the
of the
tradition.
thing. Yeah.
Part of la cultura.
There you go. Okay.
I don't. What?
Culture. Part of the culture.
We have a thing in Monte De León Cigars, especially when it comes to pairings that we love to say. We always say tabaco
Ron.
cultura, which basically that's when you pair the cigars with a good drink.
Okay.
And then the cultura part, which is the culture, is pretty much vibing. These vibes right here.
You know what's
Yeah.
vibing
Good-
right now?
good energy.
Yeah, exactly.
What's vibing right now is you guys being with us doing this
That's
right now.
awesome.
And listen, we're like the freaking postal service, y'all. Rain, sleet, snow, hail, doesn't matter. We're out
That's
here
right.
drinking
Yeah.
whiskey. We're gonna smoke cigars with these awesome folks.
There you go.
So, first things first, we gotta nose it,
Yep.
right?
Give it a
I want
nose.
you guys to nose it and tell me what you think this smells like. Like the first, like everything. I'm talking fruits, nuts, chocolates, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay.
There's no wrong answer.
Okay.
It's super sweet,
Yes.
which is weird. Before smelling this, I thought a cigar blend would be nothing but leather and ass kicking, and this
Well,
is
Well, not
Sweet.
always. You can get different smells from a cigar, but I didn't expect the sweetness from the whiskey.
Yeah.
Kris. I smell plums.
You know what? I think it's made with plums.
Is it really?
No.
No, not at all. But I smell plums. This is number 20 is supposed to be the batch 20 is supposed to be. It's called the dark one. And
Best-
specifically because they say you're supposed to be able to taste and smell cocoa and like pecan pie and chocolate syrup type things. Guinness stout.
I get like a molasses.
molasses.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Cheers.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salud.
Cheers. Salud. All
There's a bite to it.
Oh yeah.
It's heavy, but it goes away quick. And the flavor seems to stay in your mouth for a long time. Like, with no ice, I think I'm at like, you know what I taste?
What do you taste?
Count Chocula guy?
Yeah.
What's that cereal?
Count Chocula.
Count Chocula.
Count Chocula? Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Cocoa Puff? Is it Cocoa
No,
Puff?
Cocoa
No.
Puffs are totally different. You can't compare the two.
Is it
Come on, man.
It's like
No,
one of
Count
those-
Chocula is Count Chocula.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
Count
like-
Chocula is
I'm
like
like
the
the king of
Rice Krispie
cereal.
Flakes,
You
right?
are. You are.
I know
the
my
king of
cereals.
Like, I
Don't
count,
mess
I
with this man in the
taste,
cereal.
I
Yes,
taste
for real.
a,
You can't.
It's still
Yeah,
nice
I felt
and
the
warm.
warmth. I did.
This is great for if you're in the cold. This
Yeah,
is
a good
great
one,
for
yeah.
the cold.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it
would
warms
be
the,
great.
warms the insides
Hey.
up real quick.
Winter's coming.
So-
Stock up.
Well, and that's the thing. Like with it, at 60%, you can taste it. I mean, you can
can.
tell it's not a.
It's-
It's not a 40. It's
No,
not,
it's not. It's aggressive.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
mean,
not. What did we do last time? Rare breed.
Rare
It's
breed.
nowhere near as aggressive as rare breed. Like, it's strong, but
All right, so
strong but mellow at the
overpowering.
same time.
Are
Do you know what I mean, Chris?
Yeah.
Like, it hits, but it's not strong.
all right,
It's not
so
overpowering.
you
So
think of it
ice-
one ice,
I think one ice for me.
one
please.
ice. I put my skull in.
Oh.
Oh, Chris, I should have gave you more drink.
Ice cube for you?
Sorry.
I want to try. Yes.
Actually, I'm just gonna do.
Okay, Carlos, would you like a skull or a bone?
Oh, the skull.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Do I with the shirt, right?
Can I go? Can I
Oh,
skip the
yeah.
ice this time and just go water? Like, I see
It's
how much
gonna
water.
go
I just
so
put a.
good with a cigar.
It
I just
is.
put a
Oh my
dab of
God.
water.
Yeah.
in.
Like I'm right now. I can. You know how you get that like, wow, this is gonna be
Yeah.
an
You
insane
can
pairing.
already
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
I can tell.
All right, so
All right, well,
Chris, tell me
a little bit of the history.
a little
while
bit of
we-
the history.
So his father died. He had siblings. He had to take care of them. He found out that he could make money in wholesale liquors. So by 21 in Cincinnati, Ohio, he was like the king. He had stores all over the place, and he was doing well.
In Cincinnati, Ohio,
Like
like
he was killing it.
bourbon doesn't happen in Cincinnati, Ohio, in 18
Well,
whatever it was.
Yeah, 1892 is that's when they started, right? So he had this thing going, and of course it was doing great. And I just some of the things that he said. Like I love the concept. He was like a gentleman. Like
He was.
He was all about business practice, being honest, being just, and it's like be just, honorable, magnanimous to your fellow man, accord to your associates, and be deferent and respect due one man to another, and demand alike in return. Well, probably take another drink.
Yeah, let's do it.
And
Yeah,
have to finish up on how they started again anew.
I will say that ice did change the flavor for me. Right?
it's sweeter
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It changed it.
I just put
totally.
water in it, and
Totally.
it changed it completely.
You know, when you described the characteristic of Joseph Magnus, you pretty much made me think about it makes sense that this is what is it called, a cigar
Cigar
Yeah,
blend.
cigar blend.
a cigar blend. It makes sense because when you go to a cigar lounge, that is the exact atmosphere that you get, where people treat each other with respect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always good energy, good vibes, and a lot of positivity, and people uplifting each other. So it's, it just reminds me of why this goes so well with a cigar.
Yeah.
It's almost a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Whiskey and cigars.
Very,
Absolutely.
very
You know,
Yep.
we're good people. I swear to God. See how this works?
But now, what we let them know? How they started anew. You know
How they started new? Yeah. So basically, Prohibition killed Murray Hill Club.
Right. So he retired. Him and
Distillery.
his family. They went on to separate ways. He still distilled liquor, but kept it to himself.
Yep.
He didn't go back
So
into
Prohibition killed it.
Yeah. His parents, his mother's still living. She passed,
Yeah.
and then she went, and then he went to clean out the house in a closet.
Oh, is his mother that passed? I
his
thought it was
mother-
great. I thought it was grandma that passed.
Nope, his mother that passed found 2 bottles in the closet that were passed down from generation to generation.
Wow.
We're talking hundreds of years, like
122 years old.
century old
Yep.
bottles of whiskey of the original
Yeah.
Murray Hill Club, who was made by Joseph.
His
Magnus.
great great grandfather.
Yep.
You know,
And Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead.
honestly, I was gonna go a little off topic. It was just
Sure.
how you guys just talking about the 1800s and stuff like that. It makes me think about, like, we just had a conversation last night about the fact that when you speak, like, we got to meet our great grandparents, and to think that they were alive in the 1800s and that you were able to connect with them.
Yeah.
It's so powerful, man. Like, when you think about all this stuff, you know, a lot of people don't think about these things. Like, when the fact that these were created in the 1800s, you know, it's like, it's amazing, man.
And
Like,
to go down like that from,
you know,
and to
family
continue the
members.
legacy,
Yeah,
for it to
'cause that's what it
continue.
is. It's a legacy.
I was
that
blessed
they're
enough to
bringing
know
down.
my great grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the coolest thing in her house was her. This is gonna sound ridiculous. We used to play Chinese checkers, and all I wanted to do was play with her rotary phone. But she was like so wise beyond her years, because she didn't. Like, she had to work hard to get to anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's the
there was
thing.
no, like, sitting down watching TV, because there was plenty of freaking farming to do.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Work
you
to be
could
done.
not plow the fields and not feed your family at the same. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think that's huge, especially now, right? How blessed we are and
Right.
how easy
100%.
we have it. Because, like I said, back in the day, they didn't have a lot of free time, and
Nope.
they did. It was just a couple hours to sit down and maybe have a whiskey, and that was it.
Yep.
Exactly.
And they really enjoyed those moments. They
Nope.
really took
Yes.
the time
Yeah.
to enjoy
To
those
enjoy
moments.
the whiskey and the cigar that
And
they're
the
gonna
cigar,
sit down.
yes,
Yeah, exactly.
yes.
By the way, guys, I have to, before we continue, I gotta point out, because if not, it's gonna drive her crazy. Listen, fam, if you guys are looking at Jelllitza right now and her hair, she's all being all. Listen, it's raining out here. It's crazy, but you know what? We're having fun.
Yeah.
Let them know it's okay.
She couldn't look more beautiful at all. In the situation that we're in at, I get it. It's heavy. The rain's out there. You look
I'm
fantastic.
having
You're killing
fun.
it.
I'm having
You're killing
fun.
it.
It's
I'm
fine.
having
It's
fun.
fine. We're having a great time. But speaking of great grandparents, one thing I will tell you guys, my great grandmother, she was pretty hardcore. She was a Golden Gloves state champ.
You
3
are
years.
lying.
No,
He's
I'm
lying.
joking.
I was like, holy cow.
It's the whiskey.
What's up?
It's the whiskey. It's the
Come on, it's funny
whiskey.
because I saw you earlier. I saw you earlier, like doing one of these numbers.
Like,
and
yeah, I
was
got
like,
it from my great grandmother.
oh man, great grandma had her
It's the
rolling.
Yeah,
whiskey.
man,
He's
she made-
having fun.
She made cement with her bare hands, man. She was pretty hardcore.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, you know, yeah, but that goes down to even what Maker's Mark, where
Yeah,
grandma,
right. Yep.
she ran the moonshine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude,
Wasn't her
them
idea to
grandmothers
come
were
up with the wax,
hardcore.
too?
Them
Wasn't
grandmothers.
great
Wife
grandmas?
was. The wife was.
Yeah, to come up with the wax.
They were the ones smoking cigars back in the day too.
In Puerto Rico, they were the ones like working in the tobacco fields and
Oh,
everything. And in order to keep themselves working on a consistent basis, right? Like back in the days, there was no such thing as an 8-hour day and stuff like that.
Right.
They had to work for, you're talking about 15, 16 hours straight or more. And what they would do is they would chew tobacco. Chewing tobacco to
Oh.
keep themselves awake and for
Okay.
it to prevent them from being extremely thirsty and everything.
I know that game.
Yeah, so it was crazy, man. The things they would do to get the job done.
Now
Yeah.
go back to letting us know. About
Yeah,
this
yeah,
whiskey
sorry
that
about
All right.
went
Yeah.
down.
No worries. No worries. So okay. So where we left off, Joseph Magnus's great grandson
Yep.
found a couple bottles in his mother's house.
Mother's closet. Yeah.
Mother's closet,
Yep.
right? And he had the intuition enough to bring in the whiskey industry leaders
Yeah,
to figure out
yep.
what the hell this was.
Yep,
Wow.
their dream team. So they siphoned out just a few millimeters, had them all taste it, and you're like,
I wonder if they
this is good stuff.
I wonder if they like literally stuck a syringe through the cork.
They could-
To
I
suck
don't
Not
know.
to
stuff
open
out.
it. That's
That's like,
right.
because we tried that.
Yeah,
We tried that with our
it didn't
prohibition.
work.
Yeah,
That
it
is
didn't work too well.
amazing.
That
But so
is-
they took some stuff. They took some of the whiskey out of the bottle.
Yep.
These whiskey
Professional.
aficionados,
No,
right? Professionals.
Yeah.
Decided or figured out what Joseph Magnus was doing.
They found an 8-year-old barrel in Kentucky that was close. 8-year-old barrel of whiskey.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
That was pretty close to what they had already, and everybody agreed that just need a sherry finish,
Mm-hmm.
a sherry cask finish. So that's what they went with, and that's what they kind of kept with.
Because you
At
can
least, like,
taste.
and the mash bill, nobody knows the mash
Nobody
bill.
knows
Yeah,
mash
it's
bill. I
undisclosed.
tried to look it up. I
Yep.
couldn't find it.
Nope.
Wow.
But you can definitely taste. There's a fruity note to this. There's like a burnt cherry.
Yeah,
Taste for
that's
sure.
a good way to
Yeah.
describe
Like
it. A burnt cherry.
Burnt cherry, like I said, and I get a bit of leather. I do get the.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I can taste the tobacco smell in this also.
Yeah, because of that hints of cognac, right? This has a hint of cognac in it, right?
Yep.
So I would like to relate that to La Dama cigar, because her cigar is infused in cognac. So I can definitely see how this would pair so well with La Dama cigar because of that cognac. So yeah, when you say that you smell La Dama, it gives you that same, almost that same nice cognac smell, which is, you know, bit into the sweeter notes.
It's very, it has that, and I could kind of do I can taste the leather, like he's saying.
Oh, yeah.
I could definitely taste that.
It's crazy how this, like, it just
It's
goes,
evolved
in
in the flavor.
This is a fantastic blend of an 11 and 18 year, which is an MGP, which is freaking weird.
Right, because the thing like we talked about, like people like distilling their own craft distilleries.
What is an MGP? Sorry, I'm not.
No problem. Like, you know, so MGP is Midwest Grain Products.
Oh.
So they like mass produce
Whiskey. And other spirits.
And
but
other
the thing is
spirits,
that you can go there, right? So if all four of us want to create a whiskey, we can go there and tell them what we want, what kind of characteristics we want, and they'll bring us out samples, and we
we
we'll
can
take that.
make a Monte De León
Right, and then they
whiskey
would
and a hammock blended whiskey.
right, and then they make it for us. So like we agree on it. They like, you know, we get the barrels from them, and we, you know, either further age it ourselves, or
put it in sherry casks or whatever,
exactly.
like
Armagnac?
Joseph Magnus did. Yeah.
Nice.
Why don't we go on to and we'll actually rate it. So tell me what you think, and then we'll get into.
I don't know if I want to rate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think
'Cause it's on its own.
I think it's on its own.
Yeah, but you can't compare it to like Prohibition. Prohibition, you know, that Gooder Ham and Warts. That was.
Gooder Ham and Warts was you'd be an a-hole if you rated a Gooder Ham and Warts that they literally found at the bottom of the river.
Right. So you gotta give it a rating. You gotta give it something because it's not totally unique as far as nothing else like it. It still has that bourbon flavor.
Yeah, there's bourbon flavor to it.
I mean, I know this.
I love I was so excited to try this because of the complexity of the nose and the taste.
Right.
From what I've read, I didn't know anything about this. This is the first time I've tried this. The complexity of it all terrified me. I was super excited to drink it. I have no idea, dude.
Okay.
I really
well,
don't.
Now that's like we should also talk about price point because this is not.
Price points. It was $150 to $200.
Really, for this bottle?
For that bottle.
All right, so I'm gonna let you guys know right now that our rating scale is pretty simple, right? We're either buying or not buying, and I'm telling you right now, this pairs extremely. Like I can sense that it pairs extremely well with cigars. We are definitely buying this. This is a bottle worth buying. So yeah, man, this is a great bottle. Like I love this taste.
I've never had a whiskey with so many blends in it, like the cognac and the sherry and
even as the time has gone by, as we've sat here and talked, I can still sense the changes going on, and it's amazing, man. It's definitely amazing.
It feels like every time you take a drink of this,
it changes
or noses it. It changes every time you do it. But you can find a Nancy. What's her name? Nancy Fraley signed bottle for almost $900.
Wow.
This is a hell of a bottle for $150. I'm telling you.
So,
this is not an everyday.
So you're saying that it's worth it?
It's an everyday drinker, but you don't want to everyday drink it because it's $150.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for who we are, two average class working guys, or four average class working people,
absolutely,
who respect and admire whiskey like this.
Well, it's the same thing. Like, you know, when I think the price tag, I was like, wow, that's a little bit, up
steep,
there.
Yeah.
Steep.
I'm gonna tell you, if for example our son is getting ready to graduate from college in December, this is a bottle that I'd be willing to invest in and celebrate the fact that he's getting ready to be in the Army as an officer. I would invest in this bottle to celebrate that accomplishment.
It's a celebratory.
It's definitely
100%. 100%. It's amazing taste. It's super complex.
So it was something that you would keep in your bar then.
Yes.
You'd buy it for your bar
Oh,
and
yes.
you keep it on hand.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
But I make sure not to invite my father-in-law. Listen, I have to keep a separate bar with a lock key to make sure my father-in-law doesn't get to this because
I'm almost positive that his father-in-law and me are pretty close because every whiskey bourbon I buy usually goes to Kris's house because I'll drink the whole effing thing in one weekend.
No. You may drink it and put the bottle back empty. My dad will fill it with water or something similar.
Yeah,
And then
to
when
make
you
it
go
look
to
like
taste it, you're like, this is apple juice.
Definitely does not have Joseph Magnus characteristics. Did I say his name right?
Yeah,
Yep,
Joseph
yeah, you
Magnus.
nailed it.
That's the part that he's not demonstrating correctly. Great father-in-law, by the way. But yeah,
I'm gonna. What did I give Chet? What did I give that one Chet?
bottle number 1.
Oh, 8
8.
something. 8.5.
No,
incredible.
I've never been that. Was
Eight.
it 8? 8?
8.7. Yeah, I think it was up there. It was 8 something. I know the chat single barrels is what you gave the
The
highest
one from Brody's.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
gave it like an 8 something, right?
8 something. Yeah, that was the highest one.
Whatever that is, I'm gonna make this higher than that.
Higher than that.
Yeah.
So would you go
This is the-
9?
I don't want to go 9 because 9 means you're like stepping into for real. Like I'm whatever. I don't know what I gave that one. 8. I think I gave it an 8.5. I'm gonna give this an 8.6.
8.6.
Yep.
So just
Because it's so good. I love the complexity of it.
Sherry.
I love the attention to detail.
Mhm.
I think this is an everyday drinker if you can afford it to be an everyday drinker.
That's true.
By the way,
Sorry.
I love the way you guys just did that because that's what I was thinking about earlier. I was like, man, are we gonna get to taste it before? You know, because normally we don't do that, but this just let me know that is an important part of the process between pairing a drink with a cigar. That maybe you should drink your drink first, and then you should say, okay, you know what?
This is
I know
what I would pair
this
it
is
with.
what
Right.
exactly,
Yeah. So that was
exactly.
perfect.
Is there like cigar sommeliers?
Yes.
Yes,
like a
yes,
thing?
yeah,
Yes,
yep, absolutely,
yes,
absolutely.
yeah.
We actually know a couple of sommeliers.
Yeah.
They're
that you kind of talk to them and they'll be like, oh, do it this way, and then you talk to another one, they're like, oh, do it this way, and you're like,
If you ever find yourself in Puerto Rico, there is a cigar lounge in Puerto Rico, Juana Diaz Cigars, and I believe he is a sommelier.
Yeah.
And yes, he is very knowledgeable.
Like
he-
particular way you can taste different
Oh
notes.
yeah.
Yeah, he'll
Randy
teach
is
you.
definitely, he understands what
and
he's.
he knows the history. He'll teach you how to light it. It's funny how different people teach you how to light a cigar different ways, and you're like, all right, I got it, and then they're like, no, light it this way, and then like the ash, like they're like, oh, leave the ash a long way because of this, and then someone else will be like, I don't know.
That's what I've always heard is you got to leave the ash on there as long as you can.
Because
Yeah.
it helps with the.
It helps. It's something like the filtration.
Yeah, it's like a filter.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like a
A
Like
cool
a-
thing.
ooh,
I just thought it was a big dick contest.
No.
Like, oh, you mashed already? We were like, you know what I mean?
What a lame. What a
It
lame.
says also the type of cigar, how it's wrapped. If it's wrapped a certain way, it's like, okay, that's a really good wrapped cigar. It's still holding, and then sometimes it's like, oh, okay. But we've learned it's the filtration. It helps as a filter. It helps to, but then again, I'm telling you that, and somebody else will be like, shoot.
Yeah. You know how
Well,
it is.
yeah, right.
Because
But
we're
when
still
it-
learning.
So why don't we do like another
Should we
pour
pour again?
and why don't we have a cigar?
Yeah,
let's do it.
absolutely.
So, okay, so now it's time for these guys to take over
Right,
and teach us about.
cigars.
Oh, I just did a dick move. I just poured myself first.
Nah, that's not a dick move, man.
No, that's a dick move.
No, it's
That's a dick
not.
move. I feel like I'm just throwing your
Guys,
I'm gonna have this.
I wonder.
I'm gonna fill my glass. I don't get 150 shit all the time. I'm gonna have this much.
Guys, if
Gotta
you
have the cigar. Got to.
are they able to hear that rain?
I'm sure they are.
Man,
Probably.
listen, guys, it's beautiful.
What
out
hurricane
here.
is this from? This is the outbands of what?
Oh,
The one
there
that
is
just hit
something.
Pensacola.
There is something brewing, but I'll tell you what, it feels good out here.
I'm wearing
Yeah.
a hooded sweatshirt.
No, I love it. I love it. All right, so we have several different cigars right here right now. We have the Lanceros, which is one of La Dama's cigars right here. This cigar is from Nicaragua. If you want to show, I'm sure.
Okay,
Take
well,
a seat,
and,
right?
and so I'd like to know, these are your cigars.
Yes.
Yes, these are our cigars. These are Monte.
cigars.
There you go.
These are
right.
Monte De León cigars?
They are.
Yes,
Yes,
Monte
they
De León
are.
cigars.
Yes.
So can you
Yes.
tell me the difference? Because from what I've been told I should like
Right.
is a
Nobody should ever tell you what you
right,
like.
but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
No.
Is a darker. It's a kind of wrap.
Like a Maduro.
A Maduro, a darker, which I thought a Maduro was meant to color, but apparently it's a wrap, right?
Yeah, so it all depends, like, you know, because there's some cigars that have a darker wrap, but for some reason they're not as strong as other Maduro cigars. So you can't always let yourself be taken by the color of the wrapper,
Okay.
right? Because there's some cigars that are considered Connecticut, but if they're Connecticut, like this Lancero right here, this is a Connecticut, but from Nicaragua. And this Connecticut
Has a
has
spice
it has a bite to it.
Yes.
It definitely has a bite to
Yeah,
it. So
it does.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's a, I mean, like, so I got it and I was like, all right, it's, you know, more of a longer cigar, a smoother, a mild to medium blend, and then I smoked it and I was like, oh, okay.
It's definitely a medium.
It's got a nice
we
body
classify
to
it as a medium.
And I tell people now I want to go mild to medium, but at the same time I can be like it leans more towards a medium.
So is there a difference in taste between punch and cut, or is it
just a
strictly
draw?
preference?
I
in
think
the draw?
I think when it
Preference
yeah
and pull. I think it's a pull.
yeah
Is there a better way to do? Is punch better than draw? Or
There's
is punch
there's
better
no
than cut,
I
or
don't
cut
think
better than draw?
there's a such thing as a better way, right? If you prefer a punch, then that's what you love. Somebody else might like a straight cut. I like the V cut. For example, I don't have my V cutter unfortunately with me today.
What is a V cut?
But the reason
Yeah.
why I like a V cut is because it you find yourself right in the middle between a straight cut and a punch. Because
Okay.
it
I think
dives
that's what
right
I
into
would
the
be
middle.
into.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
oh man, I wish I had my cutter on me. You
Sorry.
guys decide. So we have the Lancero, which I just showed you. We have La Dama. This cigar is infused in cognac.
But
You know,
it's-
great pairing.
It's filled with a Puerto Rican leaf.
Yes.
So it's not a common thing you're gonna find. It's hand rolled straight from Puerto Rico, made from El Chang cigars.
La
These
hoja.
are La
This
Hoja
is
del
made from
Chang.
La Hoja del Chang.
Yes,
La
from
Hoja del
our
Chang.
cigar roller in Puerto Rico, who made the dream of us having
Our own
Okay.
cigars.
All right.
That's
possible.
awesome. That is
Yes,
terrific.
something that we thought was not going to be possible. This is our first cigar. This is one of our first cigars that we had made. So
Well, you tell us. I have no idea. I really
Well,
have no
you.
Okay,
idea.
but the thing is, like, I usually prefer a darker wrapper.
I like
Okay,
a darker
so
wrap
if
too.
you want a darker wrapper, I'm gonna say this Nicaragua blend because it has the hints of cocoa in it because it comes from Nicaragua.
well, which would
would be
blend perfectly with that as well.
that Nicaragua
Alright,
would.
I'll
So
try
go ahead
one.
and grab one of these Nicaraguas. Now,
I'll go opposite and go one of.
I think you
Yeah.
I think you will do great with La
Thank you,
Dama.
thank you, thank you.
Okay.
all right, I'm going to go cognac.
And
These wrappers are
I am gonna
sick.
I am gonna go with my classic, my first cigar, which is El Cuatrita, also hecho por La Hoja del Chang, hecho en Puerto Rico. Another great cigar. So, yeah, let's
These are
get it.
so- these smell so sweet.
Oh man, don't tell me I left it in the car.
So,
in here.
You have one?
Monte
We
De
have a
León
straight cut.
Cigars, if you can see that. They're killing it. They're doing their thing. We're super excited to collaborate and make Whiskey in a Hammock come with Monte De León. It's going to be awesome. Would
Okay.
you give Joseph Magnus the Whiskey in a Hammock stamp of approval?
Oh, for sure. Hands down, not a question.
Does it get better than whiskey and cigars?
No.
Honestly, it doesn't.
So we're using our cutters that we usually, when people order our cigars from us, they usually get a package like this where we will put 3 of our cigars in here. We'll put a Boveda pack to help keep the cigars fresh, and we will include one of these small cutters in there, which we are using right now to cut our cigars to let you guys know, like, hey, this works. All right.
And they get 2 stickers as well, so they'll get a little package from us.
Yeah, so make sure you put that sticker on
So
your car.
what
Put it
is
somewhere.
your Do you guys have a website, Facebook page, Instagram,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
that?
we've got all of that. So our website is www.montedeleon cigars, and then we've got IG.
.com. Just in case they're not thinking it's .edu.
Right, well, it's education.
Yeah, it's
so it could be
education.
Sure. And then at IG, it's Monte De León Cigars.
Instagram, for those of you that don't know what IG is.
And then Facebook is the same.
Monte De León Cigars.
So-
Everything Monte De León Cigars.
So, you can buy cigars,
Yes.
t-shirts.
Yes, you can DM us on IG. Let us know, and then we'll go ahead and send you guys the stuff. So,
Yeah, so cigars, t-shirts. So check out Monte De León Cigars. Go to Whiskey in a Hammock.
Yes.
Check
definitely.
out whiskeyandhammock.com. Apparently they call it IG. Whiskey and a Hammock on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So Monte De León Cigars, Whiskey in a Hammock, paired together. We're killing it. This is gonna be awesome.
May the wind always sway your hammock. May your glass never go dry. Right? You know, cheers, guys.
Shit. Oh my God, this thing is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I literally had one pull and I was like, yep. So, Monte De León Cigars, Whiskey in a Hammock, whiskeyandhammock.com, Whiskey and a Hammock on
Wait for Carl.
Facebook,
Carl's not ready yet.
Instagram.
He's not ready.
Sorry, guys.
This cigar is effing amazing and I literally had one pull. I can't wait to get back to it.
Salud, familia.
Salud.
Salud.
Hey, as always, tabaco,
Ron.
cultura.
Next time. See ya.
There you go.
What the hell is this? I want to eat this. I want to literally like take a bite and get after it.
That's cognac. It's cured in cognac.
Mine.
Oh
See, it
my
doesn't take
God.
away the tobacco.